Hey Scorpio, this is Moonpie doing a love reading for April 2020. Hope you are all well, healthy, safe. Okay, so let's take a look and see. I've already placed your cards just due to lighting issues. Was having a problem with the light. But I do want to take a look here and get started in reading. Remember, it's a general reading, so some of the messages may or may not resonate, but just take what works. This is for April, so don't get frustrated if it hasn't happened yet because we are not even into April yet. Okay. So key players here. King of Pentacles, Virgos, Capricorn, the World, the fixed energy here with Aquarius, Leo, another Scorpio and Taurus. There's Libra energy, and there's fire. There's no air. I mean, the Libra could represent air, but the major arcanas are mostly energies. Okay. But let's take a look here and see. Bottom of the deck. Okay. You have the Knight of Wands here. So very strong, passionate, physical, lusty energy in April. Okay. A desire for travel, a desire for movement, being physically active. This is, this is the young male who has the testosterone levels are very, very high in this person, but there's a very action-oriented energy here. Oh, geez, it's like physically, it's a very physical card. It's movement, it's speed. Okay. So there may be movement happening here, physical movement happening in April. It could be lust driven. It could be you or somebody else that you might be connected to. What else was I seeing? Oh, okay. I forgot. The Ace of Wands is here. So again, with this passionate, powerful new beginning happening here, a feeling of inspiration and growth. Also a very sexual card, male virility. Queen of Wands is in the reverse. Okay, this is a aggressive energy, very demanding, male or female. Somebody in a position of avoiding conflict here. Okay, agreeing to disagree, but just there's some type of disagreement here between you and somebody else, and it could have something to do with wanting to have a new beginning or a new start. Okay, the World card is here also. Completion, feeling accomplished, internet travel or internet communication, starting something new. Okay, so I don't know how that's going to resonate for you, but the past position, I do see the Four of Cups. So there was an energy in the past of indifference, contemplation, having to make a decision, not being sure about offers, love offers that were coming in. Okay, maybe having a lot and not knowing who to pick, or maybe it's just one person keep making a love offer, keep reaching out. Could have been you doing this to somebody and them just blocking, or vice versa. Okay, but this was the energy. There was one person here who was making love offers, trying to have that new Ace of Cups, that new beginning, but not necessarily a person, but just it's like love kept knocking on the door, and somebody just had their arms folded, like, I'm not sure if it's the right time. I'm not sure if I want this. I don't know if I want to go in this direction, or I have other options. I don't know who to choose. So that energy kind of playing out. But four is always a card of stability. Okay. So, but this is stability in the sense of like being tense. I'm feeling a tenseness when love comes in, or when it's an opportune time, when spirit comes down and says, hey, the love's surrounding you. Somebody's blocking that. Somebody was blocking that. And look, we're back again to another four. There's a blocking energy here still from the past going into April. And it has to do with coming together with someone and starting a love journey, unity, love, partnership, attraction. This sits here as a benefit, but the challenge, it also sits in the position of the challenge. The challenge is trying to get something off the ground in a love relationship because of a blocked energy, because the love keeps knocking, but nobody's answering the door. Either you're not or your other person is not. And this Two of Cups can represent friendship. This always, to me, is like my soul flame card, where two people, this is the beginning of that soul flame card, the soul flame energy, right? Where the lovers feels more like the completion of that. But this is two people who are like coming together, getting on the same page, meeting in the middle. Um, the challenge is getting on the same page with you and another person. And what's driving the reading is the 3 of Wands. So there's an energy here of wanting to communicate because the 3 represents communication, but have progression. There's a desire here to progress something. This could be, if you look at this, it almost looks as if, waiting for our ships to come in, waiting at the port. This is a waiting energy for me in some ways. Waiting for news, waiting for messages, waiting for communication. Could be you, definitely. The King of Pentacles is crowning here. So this is, again, earth energy. This could have something to do with somebody that you work with or a work connection. And I feel like this could very well be you where you're sitting in a place of just focusing on work at this time while waiting. There's something missing. Why was this block here? Why are these blocks here? Let me see if I can see whether, if you're listening, you're Scorpio, you know what your blocks are. But maybe it's the other person, and maybe there's a little bit of confusion and you're not sure. What is the block here with this 4 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles? Why is there... Oh, the Tower. Okay. Well, this is Scorpio energy here, Mars, Aries too. The block is here because there's a fear that everything's going to come crashing down. There's a fear. Somebody's got a fear of getting close. This is how I feel. Somebody has a fear of getting close to someone. Now, I don't know who that is, you or them. Either to someone in particular or just in general, because there's a fear that everything that was built, or that it won't last, or that it won't be stable, or that there will be destruction, or it will fall apart. There's a fear of like a shock of it, just everything going well, and then all of a sudden it just being ripped out from under. And also there's a fear of having to change a lifestyle or change a way of life. Okay. There's also this fear too, because the Tower card does represent what was built on leaky foundation has a tendency to come crashing down. But this feels more like, you know, that lightning strike, that bolt from above. That this is the Tower moment is what's happening in the world right now. This came out of left field. What's happening in the world? That's an example of a Tower moment. The Twin Towers, that's an example of the Tower moment. It's just like a sudden shock. It's just what's going on, and having to scramble and try to survive. There may have been some kind of like hurt in the past or something along those lines, and there's a trauma-based thing going on, probably it's from someone, either you or the person you're dealing with. I just want to get one more clarification card from the Tower, please. There's a definite love opportunity here, though. It's here, this partnership, these two people who mirror each other, like this opportunity keeps coming, but somebody's fearful of it. Yep. The 5 of Pentacles, there you go. There's a feeling of a fear of being left out in the cold. There's a fear of abandonment. There's no fear in work. There's no fear in focusing on business and material things. There's no fear in that, because those things, they can be controlled. There's a fear of things that cannot be controlled. Okay, because these situations here, like I said, they come out of left field. They sneak up and can change your life in a moment. And there's a fear of loss of control and being in a really bad situation, either, with someone or just in life in general. But the good news is there's change happening here. I feel like with this three Three of Wands, though, somebody's here is waiting for reassurance, um, looking for stability. They need somebody here, and it could be you. Somebody needs stability. They need like a surefire, you know, tangible proof of something that it's okay to go ahead and do this. Like, you sign a document or a contract, it's signed, sealed, and delivered. It's good. It's a binding. There's a fear of getting with someone or being with someone and then it just falling apart. Somebody needs absolute reassurance. Okay. But with the world card here, there's something shifting now. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull clarifying card here. Okay. So I don't really know how to take this. But I'm going to tell you what. The confusion came the 5 of Cups, so I'm going to put it sideways because it's a little bit of both. There's a slow turnaround that's happening here, and the world does represent turning, the cycle turning. Whoever was in fear of projected loss will begin to turn around and see these 2 cups are here. And that is what's changing. So, the 5 of Cups, when it's in the upright, this is being stuck in grief. This is a grief cycle that's not ending. That's, forever holding on to the past losses, regret, unhappiness. But when it's reversed, it's healing. Okay. So it's sideways. So it feels to me like this is shifting. There's a change. Somebody's healing. Somebody's coming to terms with acceptance and taking I don't feel like a risk. I don't feel like it's a risk. I'm being called to clarify this King of Pentacles. I'm doing a lot of clarifiers. Okay, so the 5 of Swords came out. So there might have been abuse involved too. Or there might have been a fear of bullying or a fear of either if you're getting back into something with someone where this energy was played out in the past, or this is some trauma thing and there's a fear of getting involved again because that might play out again. I see that here, either case. And so what happens, people have a tendency, like, they can't relive those things in their minds. They focus on work. They focus on things that make them happy. And these are healing effects. Okay. But I do feel like there is some healing coming here. There's a partner match with that 2 of Cups. And you know who this person is, and they know who you are. There's 2 people here who are on the same page. They're even keel. So definitely keep your eye open for some type of emotional healing and shift, right? It could be within yourself or somebody else. Now, your advice here, keep putting in that effort on what you're doing, the things in your life. Keep working hard. That's a good thing for you because that's very healing for you. And the 8 of Pentacles, definitely, whatever you're building, keep working on it. This is a card about discipline. This is a card about perseverance. This is a card about routine, doing the day to day to day to day. The stuff that gets boring after a while, but then when you're not doing it, you kind of feel out of sorts. Your advice is to stay routine, to keep doing what you're doing, because that gives you a sense of security. Okay. So don't let go of that, because that's for you a definite surefire thing. And also, if this relationship begins to turn for the better, you're being advised also to really put some effort into this. If you see it beginning to turn, or you see if your person is the one who's making the shift or making the change, and has been grieving some kind of loss or is healing of some sort, your advice is, if you sense that about them, don't give up on them. Keep trying. If this really has to do because they've been hurt in the past, okay, it's not your fault, and surely it doesn't make it easy for you. Especially if this person has been nasty at times. You could always just, Tell them to keep getting their healing. You don't have to own things that people do or say. If you're in a very, of course, physically or very abusive, like a damaging narcissistic kind of a relationship, then obviously the right thing to do is leave, because you can't fix somebody. But if you're seeing that, it's very low percent of people who are narcissistic. If anything, they're mostly, not usually malignant. Mostly they're just very high ego driven people who have a tendency to just be assholes. Excuse my French or my language. But if you are seeing that this person's not a full blown jerk, they're just have a struggle, don't give up, right? So justice is here on the position of what's surrounding you and the person you might be connected with. Okay. So there's some type of truth and balance coming out here on this person's side, and some kind of verdict coming in, final judgment of some sort. Let's see. Let's clarify one more, please. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry, I have like a lot of cards in my hand. Okay. The Knight of Swords. Well, I don't feel like this person, the Knight of Swords is in reverse. I don't feel like this person is rushing to you. That's for sure. I feel like they're a little bit scattered and they're trying to balance themselves out as well, as far as like when communicating with you. So if you're like kind of worried that this person is going to just, if you communicate with them and they're going to be harsh to you, I feel like that's just kind of delayed, or they're just pulling back on that energy and they're just going to be honest and truthful. The Justice card is not, the Justice card is what's right and just. It's not necessarily, the Justice card isn't nasty, isn't cutting, tries to hurt you. They just speak their truth. So I feel like this person is going to speak their truth to you, but they're going to hold back and bite their tongue with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Three of Pentacles is here. Their communication with you, basically in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles, is that they really were kind of cocky. They thought that they could, like, for example, go into a brand new job without having any knowledge of how to do the job or anything along those lines. And then they just acted as if they knew how to do the job and bossing everybody around and telling you what to do and acting as if they knew how to be in a relationship or do everything and you're doing things wrong. That's shifting. Definitely. That's shifting. Either they're being forced to change their attitude or their behavior, or they are seeing the light. Okay. Now, what your wishes and hopes are is the Queen of Wands. Okay. So you're just really hoping that you can be in a position of like power. I don't mean that in a negative way. This is the Queen of Wands is much more passive, but some of you might be wishing or hoping for a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But there's a desire here to have your confidence, or to have that warmth, that glowing, for people to admire you. That's something that you wish and you always hope for, but mostly from this person. Okay. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel the message I just got right here is you're not going to put them on a pedestal anymore. That might have had a lot to do with something. Wait, I don't know how that. Hold on a minute. It's very conflicting. Give me a second here, because I'm looking at this and I'm just like, what are they trying to tell me? There's a part of me that is like, this little tiny message I'm hearing is, please don't let them contact me. Please don't let them contact me. Not yet. Not yet. That's what I'm hearing. I wish that this person would not contact me just yet. But I want them to, but I don't want them to. And that's probably why this Five of Cups here is kind of sideways, because it's like, I want to, but I don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to. I know that there's something here and I know it's good and it can be good, but I'm traumatized, or I have something, I'm trying, and based on the way our relationship's been, I don't know if it's me or if it's you. Like, there's a lot of confusion here within you. So the outcome is the Four of Pentacles. So I don't see you opening up fully to your person. Um, I feel like, honestly, if you look at these 2 cards, look how they have their arms folded across, their arms are across their chest. This still is a blocking energy, okay? So I feel like with the 9 of cups, you're gonna still stay in this place of contentment with this with your just your life in general. You're gonna focus on your wishes and the things that you want and your happiness. Um, I just feel like what's coming from this person is they have more of like this communication that's gonna come to you. It might even be that they are confused about the connection or the relationship. They don't wanna come forward to you. They're trying to sort themselves out. There's something that was telling me that your person feels ashamed, an element of shame. And that could be here why the 5 of swords kinda sideways, because sideways would mean, not much aggression there, a little less aggression, and it could be because realizing things that they've said and that they've done to hurt you in some way, right? So I feel like, yeah, the person you might really just kind of feel like your person is just confused, or they haven't dealt with their own internal personal issues, and you were trying to love them, but they weren't really ready for that, or they just didn't know how, or they acted like they knew how. Just kind of had a little bit of an ego issue going on, or a lot. And it's very interesting. I'm gonna pull some romance angels to see, because this reading, wow, it's going on too long. All right. Romance angels, love messages, please. Oh, all right. Twin flame. This is your twin flame. Okay, okay, okay. Well, I was telling you that I don't use the words twin flame really. I used to, but I don't anymore. I say soul flame now, because I don't know that we ever really truly come into complete fullness with our twin flame. I always feel like it's kind of on the fence. Like your soulmates, you're almost twin flames. Like, I don't know. But listen, I'm not the I'm not a scholar when it comes to that, but I just feel like, to me, whatever, it's definitely a connection that's going in that direction, and it may have been for a while, but there's just a lot of kinks in this fear of love. And what did I just say? It is safe for you to love. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of a struggle. Thank God April is only 30 days and not 365 days. So, this is a twin flame connection, soul flame, as I like to call it. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. You both are just struggling in a love relationship, and you're having your ups and downs, your backs and forths. I don't see it really being over. Honestly, I don't. I just feel like it's going to take a really long time for you guys to just, somebody is just, it's either you, or just that person alone, or both of you mirroring each other of this deflecting, or holding back. There is an energy of possessiveness here too, as well. So, interesting reading, Scorpio. I'm going to leave it there for you. Again, if you want to get a personal reading, join in Sundays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, $20. You can ask any question, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.